Rolling. All right. What's up, bro?
It's good, man.
All right. So, here again, this is Timothy Herrera. This is one of my boys for so long, very, very long. And,
Too long.
Yeah, to go on with this is very extensive, and we can get into it much later. He's new to it. He was just told about this not too long ago, and I'm excited. I'm excited as ever, and this is very cool. So I know Tim since what, second grade?
Second grade.
Too long. And one thing that you're not aware of yet is that every time I've done this, you're asking what a laptop is. And what I do is everybody has a movie that that connects with them, that they really fuck with.
Yeah.
And I remember there's one movie I will never find it. Is the Denzel Washington movie with the kid and the horse or some shit? I watched it at your house.
Oh yeah,
Your brother was there.
Deep Blue.
It was Deep Blue or some
Deep
shit,
Blue, yeah.
bro. I kept looking for it, and I was thinking, I was like, what movie? I couldn't find it, and I was like, what movie can I put that Tim would fuck with? And I just couldn't find the movie, right? So I figured I would put something else. You can't put the audio because we'll get,
Yeah. Disclaimer rates.
always. But this is the part that I think is a little interesting. I figured I'd play the Cardinals versus the Steelers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what game I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
San Antonio Holmes, sideline.
Yes, sir. I got the Wi-Fi connected. It's all good.
Crazy.
And yeah, yo. Let's see. Want the shot to be good? If it stops, Wi-Fi's trash. Anyway, as you can also see, and I'll start talking about the production of this and get going. But everything's new. Right? And just to introduce myself to you in this way. The second time I did this, I felt free. When the first time I did it, I also felt free, but I wasn't that excited. I felt like I was just finishing the work I should have been started.
Yeah.
And I know you as somebody that's been working hard forever. You're an artist. You create music, very great music. And as much as we could talk about that right now, what's your thoughts on being on this show? Like, how do you feel being here with me, man? Because I don't see it too often right now. Obviously, life sucks, coronavirus. But what's up? This is a place to be.
Bro, I'm excited to do this with you. Yeah. I've been good, working, trying to finish the album. It sounds like it's been 10 years in the making.
10 years in the making, right? But fuck it.
But nah.
Patience is the virtue. And if you're not waiting,
Yeah.
great things happen in time. You gotta be patient.
Definitely wasn't ready, but I'm excited.
Good.
Let me tell the audience what we consume.
Oh yeah, we had a little bit of shrooms. We took a shot of tequila, vodka? Smoked a little, but yeah, man.
Some gelato.
Yeah. Speaking of the devices we just consumed, we partook in. This part behind this, which you can't see because we're not getting enough to show you. But Karen Park is right here. Yeah, me and this guy grew up here playing football all the time. I know it's a dive into random shit, but
not really. You got the football games.
Yeah. So by the way, if we didn't mention right now, so what's playing right now is so say it again. It's the Steelers and the Cardinals.
San Antonio Holmes. You already know.
Yeah, so you gotta say James Harrison with the little interception. You got Larry Fitzgerald being amazing.
Oh, that's when this nigga ran the whole.
Yeah, man. Oh my god. So this is in the time that this Super Bowl was out, all I can remember was watching this shit, being astounded by real football being played. A lot has changed in NFL. When I hear talk sports, like fucking Sports Center, but a lot has changed in sports. But this is a really fucking great game.
It's a classic.
No matter who you are or who's watching, it's just the real football is played. I can't talk. Athletes are at their max, and they're trying to do something, man. And so we play football all the time here.
Yeah. I wish I could see the park. But if y'all know from the area of McCarran Park, just understand we
McCarran
grew up
Park,
there.
Brooklyn, Williamsburg. That's the first time we gave the location. So when this shit comes out, goddamn, don't come.
Did you see the UFC fights?
Oh my god, that shit was crazy. Shout out to
saw it?
Khabib. Yeah, you got me into UFC, bro. This shit is ridiculous.
Bro, Khabib is a fucking monster.
And it's really admirable, not to get into the part that everybody talks about, but his father, the whole thing with respect. Like that was a given, respectable, and true.
There was some.
Sorry, I heard some crazy shit happen. It's Khabib fans.
Big fans right here. They heard.
Now, so how do you feel like? Okay, so somebody that's like, I think you're a competitive person. Not in a mild way, great, like, angry way, or like peaceful way. You just competitive by nature. You like to win because you can. You know what I mean? I think there's nothing wrong with that. I think it's admirable as well. But Khabib is wild. Khabib is a wild guy. He trains like a motherfucker, right? Like, how do you feel? Like, how does this guy motivate you? Does this guy, like... Because it's UFC, I know he's not a good MMA fighter. Bro, how do you translate his doing into your life?
Bro, he comes from nothing.
Yeah?
Absolutely nothing.
No
bro.
way.
Nothing, bro. The mountains. Like, the mountains. Shake the mountains, bro. And
he's humbled as shit.
He's humble as shit, and he's number one. That's it. Like, he surpassed John Jones in the rankings, whatever you want to call it. But
and it just, I think he never bled in UFC, which is obviously
he never bled. He lost one round,
yeah,
I think,
or two or some shit.
Yeah, or two, yeah.
But even then, that's just stuff that is crazy.
29-0, by the way, in UFC. In UFC.
I almost showed you the Tom Brady, New York Giants thing, but I was like, why am I?
You should have done the Tom Brady.
Which one?
Comeback against the Broncos.
24
zip at that. Or the Falcons.
Yeah. Oh shit, the Falcons. That would have been the best one. Now I know if we ever.
Is that the greatest comeback?
Maybe, probably.
Or
it's Tom Brady's not
show.
the best. It's Tom Brady's not the best. And the biggest joke. That's funny, man. But how do you miss playing football? Do you do it often? Like, do you throw a football around?
I miss playing football. I wish, for people that don't know, I was on the football team.
Yes, you were. Yes, you were.
But I was too scared to play because I didn't want to get hit. I'm injury prone,
yeah,
so I stuck to basketball.
Football not still fun.
I stuck to basketball.
Yeah, he's nice with it too. He was Steph Curry before Steph Curry was Steph Curry. That's just true. I don't say false things.
Like, if you bowl with me, you just know.
Yeah,
like, if you bowl with me, you just know.
You can. In Karen Parks.
No,
but yeah, sorry.
Bro, there's so much shit I just had to put you on to, bro.
Yeah, like, you taught me football, bro.
It's been like, yeah, but you actually played it. Yeah. By the way, Frankie McComb, middle linebacker and quarterback. How do you play both captain positions for both sides of the ball? Like, that
shit was fun. But I wanna explain. That shit was super fun. I loved it all the time. That's a funny thing to say. I loved it all the time. What's your thoughts on that whole thing you said about getting hit? Because I really, man, I played 4 years of high school football, and people that play college football, I ain't shit to you, and respectively, you know what I mean? Because I put in my work, but just in that brief little time span. But that's that key thing that you said, that I'm sure there's a lot of people that played football for 4 years and they want to go to college and they just say like, oh, I just lost interest or school, 100 reasons, but you don't hear a lot of people saying, I don't want to get hit. And I think what's important about addressing that is that there's a lot of fear with getting hit by grown-ass developing men who don't have a correct hold on their emotional being. Like, they don't have a really care for playing football. It's kind of an outlet. It's kind of like express. It's kind of advertised as an outlet for kids rather than a team sport.
It is not.
And so imagine that. Yeah, imagine like you're not fucking.
They're playing with a different chip on their shoulder.
Yeah.
That I didn't have for that sport.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? Like,
and protection isn't there.
Yeah. Like, I thought I was gonna be like maybe 6'3", 6'2".
Oh, with the touchdown.
Too short.
Oh, Roethlisberger with the touchdown.
Just broke his whole neck right now.
No, but it was for me. It fucking tore my brain all the time. Like, you were conflicted with being excited to go to the game because but you just got hit for the whole week. And now you're supposed to go get hit by somebody else.
That's really gonna hit you.
Yeah.
There's no brakes on that.
And it's cool now until you realize that shit fucks with your head, man. I have more of I think I have more of a personal impact for getting hit, in football. I think
you hit people too.
Yeah,
that shit hit going head first into something, bro. And
it's just I'm not talking shit about football. I'm just saying, like, NFL gets protected like a motherfucker, but high school students sure as hell don't. Yeah, shouldn't have PB football hitting each other. There's no point to that. And you gotta take care of these players, but there's no way of doing that without making the game a little less boring, a little more boring. That's the whole thing about it.
Yeah, the calls have been. Yeah, you know what I mean.
So beside the cliche referees and stuff like that.
But look, you get old school football, you get more defensive games. I think you get all these rules now.
Yeah.
You get the offensive shit. You get fucking 50 to 46 point games.
Nah, you're right. Everything changes for a reason.
I think it's just getting better. Shout out to Tom Brady. Against the Raiders, against the Packers, against every team, he's fucking dominating 5-2.
Just non-stop beast.
Non-stop beast, bro. 43. That's goals right there. That's definitely goals.
How you feel basketball translates to music?
It's hand to hand. It's like when rappers. You compare rap with anything or music, just music in general. music is a sport. It's a sport. There's mad competitors in that sport. Everybody's trying to have a #1 album. Not everybody, but you know what I mean? Yeah, everybody's trying to be heard, and everybody's trying to be watched. Everybody's trying to be scouted to go play in the official league. Yeah. And I feel like the official league is when you get signed or when you
great money from your music.
Yeah, when you start
or like impact, or not just money, but like a real career.
Honestly, I wish I grew up thinking about money way more.
Yeah? But in what way?
And like that was my mind was never on the money. Like it was just like
we gotta worry about it later.
Yeah, like it'll come with what you love to do.
Yeah.
Right. But like I feel like that kind of set me back a little bit because I don't know, you just get so money driven because that's what the world living.
America,
you feel me? Like everything's money. You need money to be cool. You need money. Like just everything. Everything is money. So like I don't even know how this translates to that, but this year I found out how important like money is.
Yeah, man. I think, and it's good. If you found out how important it is now, not that you didn't already acknowledge that it was really vital to life, but think about the next year, and the next year, and the next year, and the next year, and how much it never goes away. Like it's just one of those things where you kind of have to grow to learn it, and it's better that you just play the game right too.
Exactly.
But we have parents that come from different areas, and the one thing when I talk to my mom a lot, I actually started talking to my mom way more. You're a big reason because of that. Big reason. And I don't know, I said this before, but one of the reasons I started talking to my mom more is because I got caught smoking weed. I don't know if you know that.
If you got caught smoking weed?
No, I did get caught smoking weed, right? And I'm making a short story right now. So I got caught smoking weed. And she caught me. It turned into an emotional conversation. I was smoking by the window in the kitchen. You know my house, you know what I mean? She came home, and I was like, oh shit. And I always plan my shit, smell away, I don't give a fuck what you think. Weed is great. And, but.
Hold on. She just came in when she said it.
And it just.
You hit it or anything?
I tried to hide it, but it's hard to hide smoking. But I grabbed the butt, I was like, oh, and there was no way. So we discussed it. And not to get into specifics, because I don't remember, but I know what the outcome was that I had, between the outcome, I had a choice, right? I had a choice. I was like, I can just make some bullshit up as to why I was smoking that, right? But I think I was just like, no, I don't want to sit here and lie to my mom's face about why I'm smoking bud. Like, it just makes no sense. Like, if I was smoking a cigarette, I have to explain why it looks so stupid. You know what I mean? Like, why am I smoking a cigarette in the house? Like, you get what I mean? No offense to people that smoke cigarettes, but shit bad for you. And I've smoked cigarettes before. But I've decided to be real honest with her as to why it happened. I'm not saying, I was so sad I had to smoke weed. I was just like, no, I just really prefer to smoke weed, and it's really great. I don't think it affected my life so harsh. I was in school, and I still am in school, and I think that I told her, I was like, I can live with it without it, but it's one of those things where it's not doing harm just as much as alcohol.
You choose your decision after smoking weed.
And nobody has to smoke weed forever, man. You come here with weed right now, it kind of sucks, but it's not water. You know what I mean? It's not water, but the funny thing about that day and forward is that we just constantly, like, I pass her in, like when I walk past her in the house, it's just conversation, like really long conversation, just every time for no reason. And I remember you told me you got off a phone call with your mother, and you were like, you just gotta call your mom every day. You just talk to her for a little bit, And obviously you're not perfect. You can't fucking just be Mr. Perfect.
Yeah, sometimes you might miss that call that you do it every day at that hour, but like,
but you've been doing, you don't gotta be feeling guilty if the effort has been made. So I forget where we were stemming off into there, but I think that's really cool. About like where money's come from and how hard it may have been to focus on money when it's, you gotta also focus on making ends meet and like caring for your kids, your family.
That's what I'm saying. Like I didn't realize the whole concept of life because I was too lost in the passion of what the fuck I was doing. Yeah. You feel me? So you can get lost. You can get lost in what you're doing.
Always.
But you have to have a destination.
Yeah.
And
everybody's different.
I feel like the bigger the destination, or like the immense
passion you have towards reaching the destination.
Yeah, I feel no. The bigger the goal, the bigger your life expands. I don't even know how to explain it. Like in a good way though.
Okay.
Like obviously if you have a big ass goal, you're gonna have to go many small big goals.
Change. Yeah.
Many small big goals. So you're gonna have to keep pushing through whatever, and like you're just unlocking more goodness for you. Good energy. And shit.
I understand exactly what you're saying because it's for you. Like these little goals you're doing. It's like if I'm saying, hey, I'll pay you this and so much to do this for me, so I can do my job at the end of the day. Fuck that shit. Like, why do people work for other people so they can finish their dreams? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, no, how come you're not the CEO, owner of your dreams and making them happen? And like that little, I don't know if this is true, but like whenever you finish those little goals, right? How do you feel? Accomplished, good, bad?
You feel like you're just a step closer.
And that would never happen if I'm like, yo, you're making sandwiches for me, make them right, I'll pay you this amount, and like I'll promote you to this little sub manager for me. It's like, fuck that shit. It's like, wait, you think the time I could have been using doing my own shit, instead I'm making some sandwiches for some motherfucker. So I think in that way,
that's like getting paid to write for somebody.
Exactly, ghostwriting. Yeah. Unless you're like an established motherfucker, we're just tired of like, we don't want to be.
Oh you're not. Like if you're an actual writer,
if that's what you want to do.
Yeah, that's your job.
but like, if you want to be an artist and be like, oh my, and you give somebody your best shit, so
like if you want to be a CEO, you're not gonna just settle for a regular.
Make my idea better. Just take it.
Here,
give me some money. Nah. I don't want to cut. I want the whole fucking pot. You know what I mean? Respectful and peaceful. Oh my bad. Speaking of execution.
Like the fire.
Yeah, I almost forgot we were shooting for a second, but that's also me. That's good.
That's hella good.
But I'm actually really, really happy with doing this. This is the most organized I've ever fucking been. Jesus Christ, I've always been a mess. The camera's a little better. I'm with one of my best friends in the world, man. This is a real like dream come true, man. This is those little obstacles we were talking about just now. This is coming true. That's my motorcycle crew.
This is execution.
Yeah.
And just a step closer. Like what we were saying. To go back to me realizing about like the concept of life type shit.
Yeah.
This is a line from Wale. I'm not stating no lines, but Wale said, and it just also stems from the mom conversation.
Okay.
Right. Okay. Where never love a woman unless you never love a woman if damn son.
I got one shot. No, stop. Continue. Take your time. Okay. It's quotes is hard as fuck. There's like 6 trillion of them.
Yeah, he says, and if your mama loves you, never love a woman. There we go. And if your mama loves you, never love a woman.
If your mama loves you, never love a woman.
Yeah.
Now, what does that mean to you?
That means don't waste your time on one girl when you already have a girl that loves you and supports you through everything.
Your mother.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Which is, and then that also stems from where you said at least call her at least like one time a day. You should be doing a lot of shit for your mother because your mother probably did a lot of shit for you.
And more than you can dream of.
Exactly.
Think of everything your mother, you could have done for your mother. I think she'll do that twice tomorrow. You know what I mean? You're right.
Yeah.
You're 100% right.
I don't know if it was you that told me this, but like, it's not crazy that somebody could just think about you like, yo, did he eat? Like, let me bring him some food. Like, just a person. Like, hey, let me call you. Like, let's say your mom calls you.
Are you
like, hey,
happy?
Did you eat? Are you
alive? Not to be funny, but like that ass. You know what I mean? Like, nobody else gives a fuck. Like, you don't get calls from the hundreds of people you know. Like, yo, are you alive? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I know that sounds funny, but there's motherfuckers that die every day, and you find out they're dead because you went to work. You know what I mean? Like
it could be his dad, bro.
Yeah, man, that motherfucker was 50 something. I thought he was old, like elderly, you know, and that woke me up.
Together,
every time I hear somebody like, that bond is real.
I feel like I'm already awakened to do what I want to do. Okay. It's just the execution of doing it. But like,
what do you mean by that?
That fire to ignite me is already lit.
It's already lit.
So
you should be booming, right? And what you are. I've heard a lot of your stuff, and it's fucking phenomenal. I don't give a fuck if I just met you yesterday or I know you my whole life. Your shit is great. And when you listen to Skill, you know it. And obviously, like, my biasness is there. You know, we've known each other forever, but
I hope I inspire somebody.
Huh?
I hope I inspire somebody the way, like, whoever I'm getting inspired by inspired me. You feel me? Like,
hard work inevitably inspires hard work. You know? I think that's a given, man. We watch inspirational people because we love it. We can take that shit in, man. Support it. Yeah.
I can't wait for this album.
Good. Yeah. Do you have anything you can speak about the album? So now let's talk about your music platform. Man, what's your favorite? Like, what's some of your artists? What do you think about music? Who are you typically in regards to the music world? Fuck this regular world shit. When you get into the booth, when you write something down, You get in the zone, like when you escape the reality of work, bills, life, sadness. What do you feel when you're doing music?
I feel like a chip on my shoulder. I feel like I kind of forced myself to do this because I gave myself no other path. So every second, honestly, of my life is more music, because what I told you on the phone or right here when I just came in, and I was telling you that like I only chose one path, like I have no other path.
But why would you choose any other?
You feel me? Like I ain't choose another path. And
you remember? Of course you remember. But what's one of the earliest times you performed? Ever, like, music performance, like, hey, this is me. I'm trying to show my craft to you because I love my craft and I want the world to hear it. When's the first time you did that?
First time I did that was
because I have no idea what that feels like.
It's scary.
Yeah. You did that shit for real.
I did that shit for the school.
Look at this guy,
for the school auditorium. Look at that, just to complete.
That shit is crazy, bro. And we just seen Ben Roethlisberger scramble in the pocket, go right to left, and complete the pass to get the first down.
And the Steelers are like
5-0. I think so. Yeah, and right now the score is actually. But you performing for the audience.
Yeah.
And
honestly, bro, I was shook, and I don't know if you saw.
But let's look at the context, right? Think about it. So you said you were shook, and right now you're performing the audience. So let's paint the picture for our audience, right? You are performing at how old do you think so? 12,
13, 12.
Adolescence, very early adolescence, very young. And truthfully at this point, like I've always known you're interested in music. You're talking about it, but I didn't know you could perform myself. Anything. If you're gonna do some shit in school, we all attended, and I did see it and did attend. It's awesome. It's awesome to see. But it's kind of like when you hear somebody say they're gonna do something that's cool, but then you see them do it, you're like, oh, this motherfucker's really doing that shit. Let's go check this shit out, right? So think about it. You're in an auditorium full of young children, right? Basically, and you are also a young child.
Yeah, but then
not to be like that, but compared to
my peers at that age, at like 12.
Yes, 11. Yeah. But now you're performing in front of a whole bunch of them, and 99% of those people have never done anything like that in their lives. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In terms of this age, probably in little talent shows when they're younger.
Yeah.
And so that's to paint the picture that right now you're going to perform your music in front of a whole crowd, people your age, 12, 13, 14, And so how did you feel in that moment going forward? Sorry, I just really ran.
No, but I heard it. I feel like I wasn't. By the way, we're talking about my debut album. Alright. Soon. Should come out 2020, early 2021. Right?
Masks.
Masks. That's not the name though.
No, I'm sorry. Oh shit.
That's not the name.
Timing,
right, name is Loading. But I can't wait to perform that shit, bro.
Yeah?
That's the music I want to perform.
Talk to me about that little middle school performance.
Oh my god, bro. This album is gonna bump. It's not gonna bump.
Oh shit.
Let me not lie. This album is gonna inspire somebody, bro. It is so much fire, energy. There's so much passion into it, and I feel like I don't talk a lot. Right? I don't talk a lot. Me, you, chill. I mean, I feel like I'm a quiet person when it comes to. So it's kind of hard doing interviews, podcasts, any type of shit like that, right? Because I like to stay by myself. But I feel like my music is everything I think, how I would speak. I don't talk to a lot of people. I don't. And then conversations usually be like to the point. Like I don't really say a lot, but you're gonna know like all the real shit. I think.
Yeah, good.
All the real shit. I think.
Good. You feel me? And I'm happy to hear that because it's just like you can know somebody for so long, but
still not know them.
Exactly. And that's not to say that I don't know who this guy is.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where real shit comes out when you have a real outlet, a vessel, a voice.
There's times where I'm playing back a song and I get chills from it.
Yeah.
Or I'm
amazing.
That's
fucking
I'm
amazing.
like, oh shit, I can relate to this, but it's me.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna relate to this, my story. You feel me? But
and there's other people like
that's what I'm saying. To still get that feeling, to relate to that voice, whatever I'm saying.
That's really good.
You're gonna hear it, bro, and I can't wait.
That's really fucking
I
good.
can't wait.
and I will cry one more time. So tell me. So that's great. And when your album comes, bro, you know I'm gonna be listening to that shit for the last. Fucking everybody will be listening to that shit.
Bro, I'm telling you, there's gonna be 16, 17 songs. Like every song is good though. Every song has context.
Just
content.
Have an open ear and always be willing to listen to somebody's story. And content is always there. Quality is always there. Man, if I can say one thing, the quality is fucking there, man. That's what it speaks for itself in that sense, you know. And so say you have to perform, right? How do you feel about people that want to perform in the future that are watching this? Young artists who have never performed, who are like you, who don't speak so much but want to speak to the whole crowd. How do you do that? And I'm not saying that you're professional.
Yeah.
How are you building the courage to do that?
COVID hit, so unfortunately, I feel like I won't be able to perform for like a good year.
Yeah.
You feel me? But honestly, I always say to any artist, the main key is the music. It doesn't matter how you end up with a finished product.
Yeah.
The main topic is the music. Is the music good? Can you listen to it? That's it, period. Doesn't matter if you engineer yourself, if somebody engineers for you, if you're at a studio, if you're in your crib. No, it's straight up. What's the final product, and is it a product that people will listen to, that people will hold on to, that people will relate to? Like that's when I make music, I think about
music has to be forever.
A feeling that hits when you listen to it
every single time.
Yeah,
it's
every single
irresistible,
time,
inevitable. It has to happen because when it was created, there's nothing but truth in it.
There's nothing but truth in it, and then that's why I can't like Joey Badass line. Sorry, I got to reference so many rappers.
Oh, please do, man.
If my spirit don't feel it, then I don't get near it. Like shit, like if I don't feel it, I can't really fuck with it.
Why even get close to something that's not gonna affect you in a positive way, or you can't learn from it, or you can't grow from it, or you can't like if it's gonna really do worse than nothing. Like if it's gonna negatively impact you stay away from that shit. You know, like right now you need to grow as an individual in your craft. And you stay in the lane of what suits your interests, man. I think you've always kind of lived that way. Not to define you at all, but I think it's wise. I think there's nothing wrong with that. You know,
I feel like shout out to J. Cole,
Kendrick, one of the most inspirational people ever. To both of them, and there's a whole list of motherfuckers, but definitely great icons in them of themselves. And I think thank you for mentioning those names because they really big influence.
Big influences. Eminem.
Of course. And you've always been a fan like Mobb Deep and stuff. Like you've always had a real good Tupac. You're the realest Tupac fan I know. And there's just a lot of people are too, but not really like this guy. That's all I'll say. I don't mean to.
I low-key been transitioning to listening to a little more rock.
Good. Rock is always great. I love rock myself. I love all music. It's just always an extensive conversation. Anybody can talk about music and talk for 10 hours. If they really wanted to, they want to. That's why for me, it's good to, when you want to talk about it, you do. When you don't, you don't. But it's just so much out there.
That's why it's also so hard too. It's so competitive, bro.
Oh, of course. But hell yeah, it's competitive.
Everybody's making music.
But that's the same thing if you like make paintings, make art. You know, you want to make cookies. You want to sell a certain type of pencil. Everything's gonna be difficult, man. Everything's gonna be difficult. Oh, I thought we weren't recording. I was about to right.
How do you know though?
The red button, no?
Oh yeah, and it says 28 minutes.
Jesus Christ. How do you feel, man? Because I feel kind of good.
I was actually about to finish.
Oh man.
How you feel?
No, I'm feeling good. This is cool. I'm just getting lost in there. I'm getting lost in everything. Like, you know?
Yeah.
And I feel I'm high as fuck. I'm gonna roll right now in a little bit.
That was good bud, right?
100%.
For you to be high as fuck with just that little amount.
Yeah.
That was like gelato.
What was I gonna say? It's just also good to see you talk about these things. Because aside from music, which is we can always get back to it. What's up with you growing up? Like the way let me tell you. To ask that like that, you know, like we know each other since 7th grade. And I think that's something that not a lot of people have in this life because it's hard. It's hard to have a friend from 2nd grade. You know, there's a lot of shit that happens. And, you know, fortunately, like we dead has had opportunities to like still keep in contact. Even the times when we were mad at each other, you know, cool with each other. We did always play football with each other. This guy is the reason I got to play football. If we talk about opening doors for people. This guy opened the door athletically for me, and I got to experience the world because of him. And this obviously I worked myself, but but still, like to be introduced to stuff because I met him at chess club.
Just put us in.
So what do you remember from school to now? Like if you were growing up, how would you describe yourself as a younger child?
I wish. It's just me being a younger child. I had an older brother, older sister.
That's awesome.
Right?
I have an older sister.
So mentally, I'm always with them, and mentally, I was just like learning shit that they taught me. So I feel like at a really early age, I knew what I wanted to be, or I knew what I wanted to do, or I knew how life.
Also, like very young, you were already mature enough to realize that this the future has to happen.
Yeah, future has to happen. You have to be in a certain position. Like maybe around like 14.
Interesting.
14, cause you know, like I was with my brother all the time.
Yeah.
We lived together. My sister too. My brother's 5 years older than me. My sister's 10. So, damn, this could go so many ways.
No,
it's just,
I do that.
You feel me?
And how do you feel like? How do you feel you're different from people that don't have an older brother and an older
You don't have those experiences. You don't have that knowledge that they teach you from right or wrong.
Because they know what the fuck you about to go through. Like you're your own individual, but they already have this experience.
And then, I'm like an observer.
Yes.
I like to learn a lot of shit, right? So that was just like
you sit back, you know.
Yeah, I was just learning.
Yeah,
like
man.
I was just learning, growing up, learning.
Scary almost.
Learning everything.
I mean that respectively. Actually, it's scary.
Right? Just give me information. You feel me? I'm really good with information. Like so. I don't know, I feel like just because I can't say this. I can't say mentally. I knew what I wanted to be, but then in the beginning, when I said mentally, I found out what life meant in 2020. You feel me?
I'm listening to you.
But if you're watching this, you're gonna catch on from the beginning. But I just felt like at an early age, I knew what I wanted to do based on just the love for things.
Okay.
Like I feel like I work a lot around feeling what I'm emotional to, what drives me, what lights a fire. So I always gravitated to things that really made me emotional. Not in a bad way or in a good way, just if it makes me feel something.
That's interesting.
You feel me? Like I feel like I go a lot by feeling.
And if it didn't make you feel, think I'm gonna get away from that.
Yeah. Because then
there's no real feelings.
You know those bad feelings you have about certain shit, right? Like
maybe I should stay away from that. I feel this is the best. That's important. I think that's important.
It's a gut feeling. It's intuition.
It's super crucial.
It's super crucial to follow that intuition you have, bro. That gut feeling.
I agree. How did you feel? How did you feel you were compared to people around you, your peers at that moment, like elementary school? How do you think
this doesn't put me above anybody either?
No, because you're describing yourself as a person.
Yeah, that's it. Like I just had a lot of knowledge thanks to my sister,
which is a blessing, man. And that's why you always gotta talk with people that are like in your life, especially if they're older than you. Because they definitely, if you're their fam, if you guys have good conditions and they're your family, they want what's best for you. And they're not gonna give you some false information to help fuck you up. Like, it's like, no, you're my blood, you're my life, and
they're putting you in good positions. And
I love my big sister, and she helped me out too, man. But continue, please. So the people around you, and how did you feel when you were around people that weren't wise like that? How did you feel?
I'm also the one not to judge anybody based off their experience.
That's really good.
You feel me?
That's
So
really
like, I feel like I could just
if
we could talk, relate, talk about whatever, like just life. Then you know what I mean. Like, but other than that, like I don't. Humans are humans, bro. You make relationships with people you like, that you vibe with, energy, and then others you don't. Others are certain type of energies used for other shit.
Yeah, I agree with that, man. 100%. And some of the people are just people. They just go forward.
Like, look at that movie, Deep Blue. You came to my house. What's my brother watching, right?
Yeah.
Bro, that movie was sick. Like, I don't know what it did for me, but like,
okay,
what he did, he didn't give up. He went through mad shit just to give the kid the horse.
The little horse,
right? Like just for
we
that.
Still
like,
can't find it. Denzel Washington, toy horse. If you know it. But he went through mad shit just to get
dedication. Dedication.
Might have been that.
Is key. Dedication.
But you're right. The goal is the goal, and if you want to reach that shit, go towards it. Go get that shit because it's not gonna get it yourself. And there's dozens gonna be obstacles. Nobody wants you to be making money. Nobody wants good work to be your name. bro, everybody wants somebody else's work to be theirs.
Yeah,
always. Oh, you got a good idea?
I wish I did this.
Let me put my name on your idea.
You see, I feel like I could speak on that way more than talking about performing at shows because you know my lack of experience.
For sure.
But if you're a young artist and you have a goal and your goal is music, you gotta live, breathe, eat that shit every single second, son. Like those 10,000 hours will feel like an overnight success when it happens.
100%. That's 100%.
You feel me? Like
I agree with that. Because you know how much work you put in.
Yeah,
you know the bags in the eyes.
And then,
or maybe you do sleep right, and you just know that it's a lot of work regardless. You know?
Yeah, like I feel like there's no running from 10,000 hours of whatever you want to do.
Nah.
So put that for any craft, and you will reach your goal when you put in your 10,000 hours.
That's a good way to put it. That's a really good way to put it. Man. Seriously.
Some people just put 100,000 hours.
More.
Like
Jordan,
like fucking sick.
Nah, man. I think what you do with music is great. I think obviously the future.
There's some tracks you haven't heard yet, but
I believe it.
I want you to hear them.
I will.
Because you'll be like, oh, like I feel like you'll know some stuff.
Man, I'm down. And I mean, I'm always excited to listen to music in general, but especially yours, especially knowing you for so long. It's not even just that. It's just because it is quality. You know, if it's trash, I'd be like, yo, man, what are you doing right now? But it's stuff that is really not even impactful. Not only impactful, but just great. I think it's fucking good music, man. I don't wanna spoil nothing else. So I don't wanna speak on your stuff. And that's why I speak about it in a big way.
Yeah, word.
Yeah, in the
like who knows? What if?
Yeah, I don't know when this is dropped. Man. This could be later on in the future. There will be a schedule into it. You'll know. But
my album will be out.
Definitely done more work than I have. I definitely have just started doing my thing. I hustled on a bit, but
like I started doing my thing this year too.
Yeah, man. I was a little worried at first, just because of the fact. Sorry, I've been talking too. Just because of the fact that you don't know where to begin. Starting is a hard thing to do, but it's the easiest thing to do when you realize that you don't gotta work. You don't gotta live up to anybody's expectation but yourself. You know what I mean? You gotta.
It's the easiest thing to do when you realize that.
Yeah.
When you realize that. When you realize that.
It's a mixture of emotions, bro.
That there's so many. You have so much time to really do something. There's no like, oh, I gotta get this shit done quick. No, you literally, until you die, right? So when you're born, until you die, you have all that time to do whatever the fuck you want.
Literally, and don't be doing some stupid shit. Be doing some shit that satisfies your heart and that could really impact society in a great way. Because at the end of the day, like, not for nothing, cliche or not, we all gonna die. But fuck that shit. In the long run of things, you want to leave an impact. Not only for yourself, for your family, for you. For you, obviously, is the most important thing. Fuck the people that don't support you.
Exactly.
If they're gonna support you, they will. You know what I mean?
Those people, don't just blind them out. Those shouldn't even be people.
What's up, B? Yeah. You just want to watch the game.
That's definitely. You know, when they comment something like they're gonna definitely comment about our face expressions when that fucking beat came through, son. I'm like, hold up, bro. I froze. I was like, wait.
I was like, what's up, bro? Let me start rolling.
But you know what's crazy?
What's up, bro?
Elementary school. I forgot what teacher we had.
Yeah, talk to me, man. Well, questions,
they asked, what do you do if there's like a beat or something?
Okay.
And I raised my hand, and my answer was, stay still. And everybody looked at me like, what? Like, you know what I mean? Because you're gonna run away from a beat, or you're gonna, like, you know what I mean?
You're gonna be scared of what's to come.
Yeah. Or you're gonna, or you might scare them.
Has a sting, has a weapon, but it appears to be a weapon towards you.
Well, appears to be a weapon towards you, but that's only if you bother the beat, or if you scare the beat, or if you try to run, it's gonna chase it.
Yeah.
Right. So
you were very young to say.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm thinking about shit like that.
That's awesome, man. I have a friend cousin that I went to the garden over here with when I was much younger. He caught a bee in one of the little things you buy at the store, the little prank things, the 25 cent, you got a little bubble toy, you know. He caught a bee in it. He was like, "Yo, look, guys, look." He shook that shit and opened it. That shit was mad as fuck.
Yeah. Why he opened it? I thought he was gonna. Why would he open it?
Well, there was no reason to do any of the stuff he did, but obviously people are different. But what I'm trying to say is that to think like that is also to know that a bee's not out to hurt you, man. Obviously we were staying at this bee, but we weren't like, oh, we're gonna die. You know, we're not gonna die. So, you know, obviously save the bees. It's sad that we had to say that.
Nah. But back to this Antonio Holmes catch. Look at this shit. Nice.
I discontinued the next one.
You what?
I discontinued it. Yo. I had to start it. I had to start this shit. Yo, get assembled. It's kind of premature. Take two. Anyway,
Hold on, nah, but you clip this. If he does it,
now,
so what?
Now I'm just looking at this down. I know you got a little one. You want the jacket right here? I might need it. Ooh, good. It's just the view right now looks fucking great. I just check it out over there. I know you can check it on your phone. I just think later.
Yeah, that's lit. There's one car, bro.
I know, man. You might get a lot of Scooby Snack, my man. What you looking for? You want to wear that jacket?
Nah.
Is that right? The shot is good right now, bro. I got a lot of energy right now. So yeah, while Tim is getting his shit together in the best way, you know, because it is cold as fuck up here. I was gonna delay this stuff until warmer weather, which would have been fantastic, and it was beautiful when we started. But the weather was good.
I'm also an hour late.
Nah, fuck that shit. There's no time.
Sun was beaming.
I think it's just great to be outside, man. It's you were mentioning that you won't be performing for a year almost because of coronavirus. I understand that.
We're locked in.
We're locked in. We're here. We go.
Right.
It'll be like a quick, but
take a little bathroom break.
Yeah, we have a whole porta potty up here.
Yeah. Because they might think like, oh, they stopped.
What they
filming
do?
it, nah. Just had to
30 seconds away.
Yeah.
There. Fact checkers. Look at the cloud change. We're about to go into a whole new presidency. Not to get political. I always get a little political.
Let's get political.
You want to get political?
I don't mind. Yeah. This is for the political people.
All right, yo, hey, political people.
Filming
here.
My stance on the nation.
All right, you know, honestly, that's a good little thing because I never really ask you what your stance is politically. We kind of always avoid that conversation naturally, right?
Everybody, because who really talks?
Yeah. It's just I know you for so long, so it's kind of like if I had just met you, if I met somebody 2 years ago, right? It's a short time span of when I've known them and what we could have talked about. But I think the range from when you were two, second grade to now, we really never talk politics.
Yeah.
Like when Trump was elected, obviously it was like, oh shit, this motherfucker.
Maybe because it hasn't affected us yet.
Or Obama, you know what I mean?
So like,
it's always affected us though.
Okay.
You know what I mean? We are human beings in society. You know, when it's like cutting funding for education, like that is, you know, it has always been white men in the fucking positions to do it. You know what I mean? Ultimately, it's like, you know, white Caucasian. You know. What do you think about Joe Biden?
Actually, let's not even talk politics.
It's just that
joke right now.
Conversation.
It's a joke right now,
yeah,
bro.
Man, I'm really saying I voted. Well, I have my shit to vote. I'm going to. I just
vote for Kanye.
Yo, honestly, fuck it, man. Vote for Kanye. These two old shits. Ain't nobody perfect here at all, and they've never been perfect. Nobody before.
Will I get some backlash for saying vote for Kanye?
I don't give a fuck. Don't you have a right to say whatever the fuck you want? And whoever's giving you a backlash is just somebody who disagrees with you. You know what I mean? Or name.
Who hasn't listened to Graduation, obviously.
Or any music, man. This is what I do for music out there. Okay. Yo, you, what?
Man on the Moon 3's coming out. Kid Cudi, what you gonna do, Kid Cudi?
I'm sorry, bro. At the end of that. Anyway, you've been to Colombia, no? Can you talk to me about that? Because I never really got to talk to you about what you've done there.
It's a different world, bro.
I fucked up that jail sometimes.
It's a different world.
Really?
Colombia. I mean, it's great family-wise. I have a lot of family out there. The places, it's nothing like New York.
How were you going?
I went a couple times. I was like 7, 10, 12, 14. I think that's the last time I went.
Yeah,
I was 14.
What do you remember about it? Like quality of life? I know you lived with your family. It wasn't really like a good analyzation of things there.
Yeah.
But like I've been to DR. I can't really speak much about what it is to be from the Dominican Republic. I can only speak of my time there, which is fantastic.
So Colombia.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
Yeah. What's it like to be outside of here? Because if I'm not mistaken, this story was like really dark and everything, with thunder and some shit like that.
Oh yeah, that's
Tell me that,
the scariest fucking. Let me lead up to that, because all right, So,
Fuck away, I'm smoking this joint.
so we live in the city, and we rented out a house somewhere in the mountains.
Okay,
Right?
awesome. That's fucking amazing.
But this is just a good picture of Colombia. We come out, it's like it's not a hotel because one of my grandfather owns it.
Okay,
Type
so it's
shit.
like a little,
He owns his space. So whatever.
it's a little exclusive to you.
Yeah, it's a little exclusive. So that's why when we came, we stood there, which was like 2 blocks
That's
from
really
like
awesome.
from like the original house that we usually stay at with like another family member. But we was like, fuck it, let's just stay here, right? So we rent out like some house for like I think like maybe 4 or 5 days, and we're coming out like hotel type shit, and across the street, 2 niggas is robbing some guy. They have him against the wall, taking shit out his pockets. We're waiting for the cab. We're waiting for a cab, but this is happening right across the street type shit. You feel me?
And where are you waiting at the cab at? Where are you at?
Right in front of the hotel.
Okay.
So imagine walking by like in the city,
In
like,
any hotel,
the
and there's
double
2
tree,
people
yeah, and then right across the
robbing
street, they're robbing somebody.
That is
like,
crazy. Okay.
Like, so whatever. Then the story he brought up about the mountains is like whatever. We're in the house. It's like a 2-floor house.
Did you guys leave the situation, or you just waited for your
We
sister?
just waiting for the cab. No, we was waiting for the cab, bro.
Oh, so that wasn't your business.
That wasn't.
We didn't see
We
shit.
walked out. They stopped
Alright.
him, pressed him against the wall.
Right. So listen.
But like, yeah, and I saw some like I didn't see it, but somebody got killed like at the corner of my crib too. Y'all know Colombia though. Y'all know Colombia, the motorcycle guys. One's the driver, one's the shooter.
Yeah.
So they
Oh,
did
wow.
that shit on the guy.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Like I guess they followed him out the bank.
And you were there time span of what?
With,
Like how long were you there for? Anything?
where?
In Colombia?
I've been to Colombia.
No, but like in that trip, how long were you?
Oh, like we would go for like 2 months.
2 months.
The whole summer.
okay,
Yeah, we would go the whole
wow.
summer. Yeah. So we would be
Wow,
there. We would
that's
be there.
crazy. I thought it was like a week or some shit. No, you
Nah.
were living there basically.
Yeah. We would
Wow,
always go
that's
for
a
like
blessing.
for like a month, maybe 2 months. The whole summer, bro. The whole summer.
That's
One time-
amazing. Especially when you look at the world today, right now.
Yeah, bro. Those are that's the type of shit I want to do, but I gotta have money for that.
Okay.
Also, in the point, that's why you need money. You feel me? Like I hate that
That's a factor.
money isn't happiness, but it sure does
Open up those doors.
for that smile. You feel me? Like
Oh, you want to take your mom to Peru?
yeah, like you want your mom to retire, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Shout out to
What
Justin Gaethje
Oh yeah, man.
because
What happened with him?
I feel like he just
Denver, right? Colorado or some shit?
I don't know where he's from. Some Albuquerque. Nah, don't quote me. I don't know. I think that's John Jones.
We're not UFC content.
Yeah. But we are UFC fanatics. Alright, we do love the sport.
Yeah. Any sport, most niggas, man. It's just hard to do something so
Yeah.
well.
Bro, you're locked in a cage with another man in your boxers, and one of y'all have to come out alive or conscious.
Yo, that's what
Like that's not sick.
that ass, bro. Yo, but I can't imagine ever doing that. That's not a pathway that I ever choose. But I think, again, like you say, it's fucking fantastic.
I definitely fell off the story about the mountains shit.
Oh yeah, no, we can talk about that after.
But I feel like there's no way to explain the loudness of that.
Oh, the thunder was
Yeah.
the shit. Anyway, what was it? You were sleeping one day?
Yeah, we're sleeping. We're at the.
And I'm sure many people fucking experience it because motherfuckers live
So,
outside the US.
if you're from Colombia, you know. I'm not even mentioning. I'm not even mentioning that part of Colombia.
Oh, tell me.
Nah,
Now
I
you have to.
can't,
Now you
I
can't just do that.
I can't. This is
What's up?
like
What? Colombians only?
yeah, like national shit. Like
Alright, I understand.
alright.
I ain't gonna pry about that.
So I was at the mountains, and you know you're at the top. You're at a high altitude
Okay.
and shit, and like it was like 9, and like the loudest thunder ever, bro, ever. Like
night or in the
at
morning?
night, at night
Oh,
while you're
God.
sleeping, bro, just like woke everybody up. I thought the world was ended. I was like it was so loud, your head was shaking. Like
Really?
yeah, like
Jesus Christ.
you know when you listen, you see you have your headphones on and something pops out mad loud, so it leaves you with that. Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it was like that type of thunder. So I was just sleeping, but like I thought the world ended, and I was like, fuck, bro, like is this
That's it.
this is
In
heaven?
Colombia,
This
this
is
is where I will be
yeah,
going.
that's it. Like
Peace,
that's it.
bro.
Life is over.
Peace, bro. I didn't get to start things.
Nah, but then
Whatever.
I called my sister's name, and she was like, yeah, like I'm here.
Chill out.
I'm like, yeah, chill out, man.
But that must have sounded crazy loud, bro.
Crazy now, bro. Crazy.
Fuck that shit. And respectively, to Colombia, I would love to go.
Question. Side question. What's your favorite scary movie?
Oh shit.
Or like, what's the movie that actually scared you?
Okay. I don't want to like answer quick. So recently, one of my favorite scary movies. I don't want to call it scary. Is that movie that came out? It's called Midsummer. That movie that came out.
I've heard of it, but
Yeah. Sometimes movies come out and then they get popularized and people have this opinion like, when it came out, when I watched that shit, what's up? Oh, this is it?
It's,
oh,
no,
wait.
No. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. No,
but it's not. It's coming up.
Oh, wait, hold on.
That's the James Harrison shit.
Oh, okay.
That's the James Harrison,
right?
right?
So before the movie, right? So right now we're about to witness one of the most amazing things that happened. Is James Harrison's 100-yard return interception off of Carson Palmer? Right? Carson Palmer, right? No.
On Kurt Warner.
Ben Roethlisberger. No, Kurt Warner
is the quarterback for the Cardinals.
Oh shit, you know me. I don't know shit. So yeah. Anyway, sorry for the blueberries, but they're delicious. You want some? Anyway, he's about to return that shit if he's not mistaken. And if he is, it's okay because we all make mistakes. And we're sure gonna watch it because it's one of those things where, to get on this topic, the reason I brought this out is because it brings out a different thing in people. To watch something that's like memorable, nostalgic, and more so interesting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like this really does catch your interest no matter what, because this is a very important game.
I'm thinking about it now that you're saying. Yeah, that's true.
And your eyes gotta go somewhere, and it's like, why not watch a thing you wouldn't take time out of your day to do more often than not?
And you've already seen it, so you know. Yeah. But it's still like
it's like when you see a good movie on TV and you're like, fuck it, check this shit out.
Oh, give me that.
Oh shit!
Give me that.
10 to the 20 to the 30. I'm looking for that. 40
50. Now we gotta come back. Now look at that, breaking these tackles,
again,
bro.
30 again to the left. Go forward. Stiff arm. Boom, and you get crashed into the touchdown. Let's go.
Wow.
Yo, I think James Harrison right afterwards needed oxygen tanks after that.
They put it on.
Yeah, and fucking, I remember watching that shit live, man. It's a real game that happened in our lifetime, we could say, and that's awesome, man. Because obviously we're the oldest people in the world, and there's all the people who've seen other sports events, and there's people born in 2000, which is crazy that are watching their first sports event. It could have been LeBron James winning the Lakers, but when we watched this shit, man, it was applicable because we play football. We're like, we know how these motherfuckers feel. Oh, they're getting hit, blah blah blah. But it's a really great game, and it's super fun to really reflect and watch. And I wanted to bring that up while we had this conversation.
Honestly, bro, I wasn't afraid to get hit. I was afraid for my knee.
Man, that was
the. Because we used to play.
I know plenty of people that tore their ACLs.
It's like I didn't.
For no reason. There's no reason. That's a real injury to your life. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
So. Yeah, man.
Damn.
Yeah, he killed that shit. Good eye. Anyway, yeah. Midsummer is like one of the movies that I like. I saw that shit was pretty good.
What was scary though? Or it wasn't scary?
That doesn't spoil nothing. It was just
spoil that shit.
Shout out to New York police officers doing the job or not doing the job. You know who you are, asshole. If you are that, I was trying as a cop, and I can say that. He's really a cop, man. I saw him become a cop. You don't gotta say his name because that's not important.
His name is
and then but he's awesome as fuck, and that doesn't mean that makes him a good cop. I always think this. Let's be honest, this is the point, right? I look at this guy, right? And I think about who he is when he's not with me or with people that he's friends with, and you want to think great things, you want to think considerable things towards any other person. It would be great, But and I want to mention specifically who he is because it'll help the conversation. But the reason it's not important is because it's a police officer. Yeah. So anybody held with that responsibility, you should address all situations.
But your relationship with him is real, like
in depth.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, but before he was even on.
So I know I can understand that this guy's idea of things, his outlook is, and I know up then and now, not currently because we don't always talk. But what I don't know is how he'll be in a situation where there's guns drawn. Because in that situation, that amounts to a little bit of his past, more so towards his training. And I think, when that gun's drawn, that could be in his brain. You know what I mean? When that gun's drawn, it's either his family, his
either him
loved
or
ones, his girlfriend, you know what I mean, his wife, whatever it is that goes through his head is happening in that moment. And I don't know who that is. You know, I'm not speaking about it negatively. It's a true challenge.
Doesn't even know who that is.
Exactly. And I really hope, knock on wood, that he doesn't really have to be in this situation, but you sign up for that shit. And so, it's a really crazy job. And I don't want to talk about having a side on police officers. No, did you ask? But it's just wild to put yourself out there no matter what. Like when there's danger, you have to run towards it. Like when 9/11 fell, like people had to go to die because they signed up for that job. And
they didn't sign up for that. Wait. Oh, firefighters. Like
I mean, no, but I think police officers died. I think so. But more so firefighters. They 100%. But what I'm trying to say is that in general, like if it's not a fire you're fighting, it's a person that has a gun. Somebody, I think this week, rest in peace, whoever got shot, I think on Queens Boulevard or something. Homeless person went into the place and shot up with a tissue shot. So that's cool. They shot him in the stomach and he died. And because he just was mad, he was angry, he was just calling about. He shot him in the stomach and that guy passed away. And it's like, what for what? Because that homeless guy was upset. He shot somebody in the stomach who was just making a living.
Yeah. You want to bring religion up to this?
Okay, of course. How?
What, like,
what's up?
Every time I think somebody dies, I think like, all right, that saying that they say God knows everything that's gonna happen before it happens. Okay. So like, was it meant to be? Was he supposed to get shot by that homeless dude?
I mean, okay, let's take away homelessness, right? Okay, right now let's talk about this. In your same exact situation, right?
Was
person A was supposed to die because of God, right? Was person A like?
No, was person A supposed to die? Not because of God,
but in general, that's how things are supposed to go, right?
He was supposed to die at that spot, that location.
Because he was there in that moment, because that's how life goes. Yeah. Well, I mean, it comes down to like, do you believe in destiny? Do you believe in fate? Do you believe in? I don't mean to ask you to press you to be like,
but that's like
no
the
answer.
That should count. Yeah, that's
it. But sometimes I think like when you think about like a homeless man, okay, blah blah. Let's replace it with a child who died in a drive-through. In a drive-through. When a child dies, when a child dies because it's a shooting, like a drive-by shooting or somewhere, the child is there, and a stray bullet goes and kills this person, right? Or like even the people that shoot in the air and then the bullet comes down and kills them. You know what I think? I think genuinely wrong place, wrong time. People really do die, but dying isn't this crazy thing. Like when somebody, it's not like, oh shit, And it is sad when people that are like young that are famous die, but
that's probably how doctors look at shit.
Yeah, man. When Chadwick Boseman died, right, the Black Panther actor.
Oh yeah.
When he passed away, first of all, he looked like he was 20. You know what I mean? He died at 40, 50. At the end of the day, let's think about the time span between he was born to when he died, right? Very short compared to the average lifespan. Let's think about how many people died in that between, right? Between him being born and then, right? How many lives that mattered to somebody or didn't matter or impacted or, like there's a bunch of people dying all the time, a bunch of people being born all the time.
And then the year to speak of death,
I don't want to devalue anybody's like importance. It's not about that. It's that we are one together. Things are always happening.
And that's why.
What's more significant is what you do when you're alive, not when you were born or dead. You didn't do shit when you were born, and when you're dead, what did you do?
For that span, when you was.
Those are insignificant unless you do that little shit in the middle, which is James Harrison running back, the interception, 100 yards.
His potential.
Yeah, he could have caught the ball and dropped it. He could have caught the ball. He deflected the gap. He said, "Nah, let me finish. Let me go to the end, and fuck it. I got blockers who signed up to block for me if they see me running. Fuck if I need an oxygen tank. It's just fucking football.
Yeah.
That's John Madden.
I will die in the end zone before I go down.
It's about doing what the fuck you want to do because you know you can do it, man. It's not there's no obstacles in this world. The only obstacles are somebody else's. No, they put them in front of you.
The only obstacle is yourself, bro.
And that's true.
That's true. Like, and fear. Fear is the biggest. I feel like that holds people back.
No doubt. Fear is real. Fear is super real, but it's also not to define you ever. What do you mean? You should never be defined by your fears. I'm not saying you need to go conquer them, but it's working with them. It's existing with them. If you know something you fear, work with it. Overcome it when you're ready. Manage it. Because if you're scared of snakes, okay, bro, tight. Just go fuck with some snakes. And if you really got that, but I'm talking about like fear, like start your creation.
You're an artist, you're an artist. Your first episode or your first song.
That's what I'm trying to say.
You feel me? Like there's a lot of fear playing today.
Or sharing it with somebody else.
Sharing.
Oh, I want this person to hear my music. That's
fear's a big obstacle in a lot of people's life, bro. Because people are scared to do that shit that's not normal.
Yeah.
Like, you feel me? Like,
and when it's fear, it's a whole bunch of other shit.
Yeah.
Like happiness, sadness, confusion, learning, school, life, work, mom, dad.
and some people are comfortable running away from the fears. Some people manage it. Some people conquer it. Some people. But I feel like if you really want.
But you're normal to have emotions. You're normal to be confused. You're normal to think. And if you are able to do any of these things, you are more fortunate than some other people who aren't. And people, I mean, not to be like that, and I'm sure this is a perspective a lot of people share, but when you wake up and you can move your legs and move your hands, you can see, you can hear, you can smell, you can taste, and you have people there that love you or not, or at least you have the simple things, your whole life is hope, you're doing a lot better than people like kids in war. You know what I mean? Kids in war, or just a homeless person who's gonna look into a winter that's not gonna be great to them.
That's also the acknowledgement, though, of knowing you're blessed with certain things that other people are not.
Well, be gracious for what you have.
Yeah, definitely be grateful.
I saw my first guest that was here. The first thing he said when I met with him was like, "Hey, what's up, bro? How you doing?" And he said, "What you been up to?" And he was like, "Man, I got a stomach full of food. I got my family in my house. I got clothes on my back. I'm doing good. How about you?" I was like, "Shit." I was like, "Wow, that's really beautiful that you say that, because it is. You don't hear that every day.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean,
You literally acknowledge every single blessing on that day.
Yeah. And not that if you don't say that, you're a horrible person.
Yeah,
But you should always, in your own way.
Be aware that you woke up today.
Yes,
like you woke up
with
today.
loved ones, or just to your own, or anything. But if you are watching, or you're not watching, or nothing, if you're alive, whether it's now, 50 years from now, or,
if you're alive, you can do it. Whatever you want to do, you can do it if you're alive.
You're so lucky to be alive.
Only time you can't do some shit is when you're
dead.
Yeah. You're dead.
Or restricted, like, physically, or like, financially, or just shitty things that shouldn't exist. That I'm not saying, I'll give everybody everything so they can do what they want, but it's just a hard life. The referee just got hit. It's a really complicated thing, man. Random question: What would you do to fix this world? One small thing, aside from like world hunger and shit, which is obviously a thing we do. Like little, like maybe.
Yeah, people shouldn't be starving.
People should not be starving. No. That's what I mean. Like
clean
water should be free.
That Tupac shit when he said people are winning the lotto for this amount of money, but there's people starving.
Yeah, man.
How you win $100 million?
It's ridiculous. It's fucking disgusting. And that goes for everything, man. And you know what?
Like, bro, the corner of my block, there's always homeless people.
Always. Forever. And that neighborhood has changed vastly. It's gone from buildings to condos, but what hasn't changed is the homeless people there. Yeah. And then they've had to grow up, and some of them have had to go away, and some new have had to come in. And man, it's really crazy, because why? Like, what is happening?
But then there's also decisions on people that people make.
Yeah, but that's easy to say. I think if it was your family member, you wouldn't be so quick to say that.
I mean, what's the reality of it, though?
Sometimes you lose a lot of money. Sometimes alcoholism, gambling, the death of a loved one. Your wife commits suicide. Your child dies in an accident that no child has ever died before. You know what I mean? Your child choked on a fucking penny and died. No, that's what I said. Your child ate something bad for a Tide Pod. You know what I mean? And not even death. Like, you dead ass just are depressed. You know? You can't afford your medicine anymore. You sold everything for drugs. At the end of the day,
but then you only.
These are people that were once children. You know? And if we live in a system that, like, we're from New York, fuck it. Like, you see a homeless person at the end of the day, whatever. Like, you just go, because you just can't do nothing in the moment. Unless you want to change this motherfucker's life in the moment, or give $1. But if you're trying to give $1 to every homeless person, you're gonna be broke. That's a true thing. And there's no reason to be guilt tripping to something. If you want to do something, you should do it because you want to, not because you're guilty in the moment. If you've been guilty to giving money, when I was a kid, I wanted to give money to everybody, but obviously I'm not doing with money. But what I'm trying to say is that, like, it's sad. We're okay with it. It may be comedic, it may be like normal, whatever, but we're okay with being homeless. And these are sometimes mothers and lost situations, people that can be fixed, people that are talented.
Well, we should know, but
homeless people aren't stupid.
But we should know, I feel like at an early age, what is around us. So, like, it's not like you should hide homelessness.
Oh, that's true.
Like, we
can't ignore it. We stay away from it. When you walk on that block, you kind of just don't look that way.
That's true.
You just don't have to.
It's hard to ignore, though. Knowing the truth, knowing that. damn, this person got a home.
And you think about how cold they are. I remember when I was leaving a job I worked at, and it was like holiday weekend, we ordered so much food. And I had like fucking huge bags, right, coming back. And I usually just brought home the food to throw out because, bro, it was so much that was supposed to go into the garbage. And I get off on the train, and you know, who knows how much is true, but I get off on the train, like, and I'm like, I see homeless people on the street, no, the G train, right there in Nassau. There used to be people homeless, like, on the corner or something, like, before those shops open. There'd be a little stoop, you know? And I was like, yo, you want some food? He was like, yeah. And I told him, yo, take as much as you want, but just take a lot, and if you're gonna take a lot, share it, because I don't know where to put this. And I usually put it on the park bench right there on the corner, right? Because I don't know who to go to individually, like, hey, you want this food here, this food here. And the share is I don't want to get sued for your bitch ass inability to consume food. Just kidding. Like, you know, if you're allergic, you know, but for me, it was just like, you know, and what he told me, he was like, do you know that my friend, last week, he died, he said he died of starvation. You know, and I was like, what? And maybe I heard something different, but I was like, what? And it just sounds so unbelievable. You know what I'm saying? Are you kidding me? Like, this guy really died not eating.
Well, yeah, lack of nutrition.
That's what I'm saying, like, in that manner. So, and I know fucking God, I mean, you know, I know this and that. I have no perspective on if you give food to people or not. If you do it, you do it. You don't, you don't. But that's it. It should just be for you and the other person. You should not have to have a reason to do nice things.
Yeah, no, just feeling.
Do that shit.
Go back to feeling. Like, just
do that shit. And
how do you feel?
Yeah, not even nice things, things that people need those items in those moments, and you're willing to give it to them. Anyway, it's just sad that so much food gets wasted, so much stuff gets wasted.
And it's people starving.
Yeah, literally around the block. I used to work in Flushing, Queens. That's where I used to work in. And so much food thrown around. There's so much homeless people there. Starving. And when they walk in asking for food, we gotta say no, knowing damn well when we leave, we had bags of food, bags and bags of food that we just don't even eat, that would just go bad in our fucking fridges. And it's just terrible. It's a really terrible thing.
I was working at a Starbucks.
Yeah, man.
And there was a homeless dude that came in, and I feel like he had it. He was like, nah, I'm hungry. I'm taking whatever the fuck. So like there was this section where it was like, there's no cameras there. We could see them.
Yeah.
He packed this book bag with all the fucking sandwiches. Yeah, the fucking pesto shit.
Good for him.
And then so one of my coworkers was like, no, put it back. You're not leaving. And then one of my shift managers was like, we can't do nothing.
You can't touch him. And you know what? At the end of the day, you know what's gonna happen? Get the sandwiches in the bag, stock them shit. Customer A doesn't get their shit today. Too damn bad. We will definitely get it tomorrow. Shut the fuck up, because that guy's probably doing something with the food.
Word, you're right. I'm not saying gonna go feed everybody.
Yeah, but it's just like, if where the cops at? Where's our security? What happens if we got physical and then we need to call the cops?
Well, you gotta go.
No, but and he's like, oh, you want to stop me? Now I'm gonna just shoot you because you got in my way. You know, it's like, no, you know, fuck it, get what you want and leave. Because at the end of the day,
security guard.
Yeah, because this is not our food, it's not our money, and this company insurance doesn't care about anybody that works for it. You know what I mean? Well, fuck that shit. And so, man, good for that person. I hope he ate well, and I hope he shared it.
I hope you shared it.
If you're a fat homeless person,
yeah, I always felt bad.
You know what I mean? Share your food.
Sometimes it would be one homeless dude. He used to always come in and just take whatever, like he could take from the tip.
Oh, the jars and everything?
Right in front of us. He didn't give a fuck. He was just like...
Man. I understand myself even getting mad at that, but at the end of the day, it's just, man, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? You know, I don't get tight because it's a couple dollars. It's a couple dollars, you know? It's the principle. Sometimes it's just like, this is... I had a person come in and steal my shit from the store that I used to work at, right? And then he just stole my shit, and I seen him one time. I was like, sir, you want to pay for this? He was like, what are you talking about? He looked around like, for the cameras, right? And I was like, nah, man, I'm just asking. Like, you don't want to... He's like, nah. I was like, have a good day.
Can't do nothing.
I've done what I had to. And
you've done more than what you had to do by going up to him.
Yeah, man. So that's funny to me.
So
you don't want to just give your money to this useless item?
I know, like, what kind of food is it?
Well, it's a beautiful day. The wind kind of stopped. I was a little cold earlier.
I was super cold.
Yeah, what's up with that little breeze? Nature's crazy.
I was fucking freezing.
How you feeling, man?
You're good. Feeling good. Feeling good. I'm feeling like maybe we should talk about depression.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
mentioned depression at one point.
Yeah.
Well, it was like on your verge to getting homeless.
Oh, yo, definitely.
So like,
of course, I definitely talk about that.
what do you think about depression? Is it true? Is it
No
real?
doubt. I think no doubt. I think there's a loose grasp when everybody says they're depressed, especially when it comes to people that are our age, any age.
Yeah.
But you know, obviously, you got a 6-year-old saying they're depressed, take them to a therapist. You know? A 6-year-old. You know, you get it?
Yeah.
But I think what I'm trying to say is that we all are individuals that live in a society, whether it be the U.S., whether it be Germany, Brazil, wherever the fuck you go to, right? And it's just constantly evolving things around you. So consider everything that's surrounding you, and about thinking about yourself, a complicated being, literally, right? It has to figure itself out.
Yeah.
And so when I consider that, what I think is that we live in, and of course we're blessed to be in a society where we can work for our money, and obviously we're oppressed places still, which is ridiculous. But when you go through year after year after year, learning how to bond with people and learning how to be a person in society, and you don't have time to talk with your family, you don't have time to get into real conversations about real things, people that can teach you about the future.
Yeah.
Like, why the fuck? Like, I understand learning math, English, and stuff, but it's just, I think that it starts in school. And I know that sounds silly, but I'm not saying that we need to get smarter. Things need to start being taught in school that are more applicable to us. Like,
More helpful for the human being.
Yeah, talk about how we feel, how to vent, how to talk about our emotions. Like, some kids who are angry, it makes no sense that only 1 or 2 people are seeing the counselor. Every kid should be seeing a counselor, a therapist, somebody to walk them through life, for that kid to just vent. Because if it isn't their parents, you know what I mean? Like, who is it? You know? And sometimes parents don't know what to do. Also, you mentioned earlier, we have parents that come from Colombia, you know, Mexico, you know? And sometimes my mom is like, she says this, she's like, my errors as a parent. And I tell her, please don't say your errors, because they weren't. They weren't, because there's no guide to learning child. Yeah. And you could, no matter how much you learn about how to raise a child, you know, and if you, at the end of the day, you go about this fucking nitpicky way of raising a child, you just end up raising a textbook. You get what I mean? Nobody want that shit. You want your kids to be free. You don't want them off
and
themselves,
their own character, their own energy.
So I think there's no time for mom and dad, or even without them, the individual that's born, to assess themselves. And we're fortunate to be born in a situation where, you know, people that exist that like love us, right? But ultimately, when it comes to a being, they need to find themselves. And then there's many different ways to do that, and we just don't stress that enough. So I think there's this depression that's like popular saying now. I think these words like bipolar and depressed and stuff like that. Like, so people kind of just say it and
throw it out.
Yeah. And if you are feeling sad and truly suicidal and depressed, you need to reach out, get help.
Or you need to think about your blessings more.
No, I mean, you could definitely say that.
What's the stage where you differentiate sad and depressed? Because you could just be sad, you could feel a little down.
Mm-hmm.
What's actual depression? Like actual depression? Like
I think they explain it in a lot of various ways. Aside from the vague manners, like loss of your usual interest, you know what I mean? Like you're sleeping a lot more, like you're not interacting with people that you know which you would usually.
Have you ever been depressed?
I think so. I think multiple times. But I think I don't say multiple times. I think it's in a constant manner. I think there's like ups and downs of life, and you're feeling a certain way. You know. I think my good thing is that I know how to function in public really well. Like, I know how to really do it well. So I can get into this conversation and talk about it. You know, I get emotional. I love my emotions and everything. But when I talk about things about depression, first of all, I've never seen somebody diagnose me as that. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying I need to have a therapist to diagnose me as that, but it's just like, you probably should go see someone to tell you that you are feeling this way or whatever before you start saying those things. Because when you get into your mind about diagnosing yourself as somebody who's depressed, you know what I mean? You start thinking about the cliche mannerisms of how somebody who's depressed should act. And I think that is more complicated in itself, not knowing what the fuck is up with your mind. Because, like you said, when is the fine line for, like, when are you not counting your blessings? You know what I mean? Okay, but look at a child who's born with a bunch of money and everything, and his parents have no time for him. Think about a child who's gay and accepting the community and kills themselves. That's what I've been hearing a lot, bro. Suicide notes from people that are homosexual are really crazy because they kill themselves at 13 years old.
Gay, but like you live in the hood or something.
Imagine being gay and living in a society where it isn't accepted because you're being yourself.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Imagine being born black and people don't accept you because you're black. You know? Imagine walking into an area with a bunch of white people and you want to talk Spanish because it's your mom and you do, and then they're like, what the fuck are these fucking spics doing? You know?
Yeah.
In my restaurant. Come on, let's move my table. Fucking disgusting motherfuckers. And what do you say at 12 years old? You know? You just ignore that shit because we're taught to just, fuck that, we're better than that.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? But I think to sum up your question to me, and when you ask me what the question is, I think a better question is to say, how are you living in this moment? And there's a lot of experiences that define you, and there's a lot of experiences you're gonna have. So just, if you are feeling uneasy, you're not feeling satisfied, happy, and not joyful, if you're not experiencing life, if you're really uncomfortable with your position in life, I'm not saying you're depressed, but you should see somebody to see what's up, because it could just be the situation you're putting yourself in. It could be the job you're working at. It could be the person you talk to every day. It could be, so many things, It could be something inducing that sadness. But I think depression is a harsh term to just say.
So for any
and it's
audience,
too simple. It's too simple to be I'm depressed.
Yeah.
I'm not depressed.
It's like a card, like a free getaway card. Like,
almost, because you don't want to say this.
But obviously, people are.
But I could say that. Yeah. Why were you doing that? I was depressed.
It's just I brought that up because like you said, it gets thrown around a lot.
Too much.
Like it gets thrown around too much. That's what I'm saying. Like so, I feel like the key is to overcome it. How do you overcome it? Just always look forward.
Everybody's different.
But like, go back to what makes you happy. Go back to what makes you happy. Because everybody has whatever makes them happy.
Or find something that makes you happy.
Yeah. Or find something. But then again, no, don't find something, because if you find something, you're attached to it.
That's true, but I mean in the sense of like, if you love something, right? Find things within it. So say you love to play soccer, right?
Yeah.
Find different fields. Find different people that and within your field of adventuring in that journey, you're gonna find things.
Look how to be better. Look,
seek help.
Yes. Yeah.
Accept help.
Accept help. Accept yourself. Knowing that that's a big one. Accepting yourself.
Yeah, man. That's what I think it comes down to.
Yeah. Like when you look in the mirror, who do you see and who do you want to be and who do you want to make that person in the mirror be? You feel me? So I think accepting yourself is a big key. Knowing that you're at the beginning, knowing that, all right, this is gonna be my first song, for example, versus that it doesn't matter if this is my first song, because my 100th songs will be better than my first song. And
you're always working towards being better, because why wouldn't you? You gotta just strengthen the fundamentals.
You're wasting life if you don't wake up and say, I want to be better than yesterday.
100%. And that comes in so many forms.
Yeah.
So many forms. It could be getting over an addiction. It could be getting over a fucking lazy streak of doing nothing.
That's what I'm saying. You get over whatever hump.
Yeah, man. Yeah. But sometimes you get traumatized, you play some shit. Obviously, teach his own. But I like the question because I like to discuss that thing because it's very interesting to me. I think now less than ever, I don't pry into people's depression. Because literally I'll be going by my day. Not even that. It's like that's such a complicated conversation. You're expecting me to just talk to you about. Like sometimes people will be like, I am depressed, and I don't know. And for me, it's like, that this involves, like, if you really want to talk about that, man, we'd have to talk for like an hour, and I have to know really what the fuck's going on. But you know what? Like, we're not talking for an hour, and honestly, I don't care, because this is a real serious situation. This is like you telling me about your vacation with your parents. You know what I mean? Like, that shit is special as fuck, but I don't care because I wasn't there, nor do I know your parents. Now, if I grew up with you motherfuckers, I'm gonna care. And that's where your loved ones are really important when it comes to depression. When you're depressed and you are sad, you need to seek out your loved ones. Whether it's mom, dad, whether it's adopted mom and dad, whether it's sister, brother, anybody.
Who do you seek when you said a kid that's born rich and his parents have no time for him? Who do you seek?
I think today, now, never. I'm not saying the internet is great, because the internet is great. Obviously, if they're older, but they're younger. I mean, that's a hard situation to be in. That's hard, because you can't be like, yo, mom and dad, what the fuck? Because you don't even know that's something you can say to them. It's like, this is your norm to be in that reality, right? So hopefully that's not the situation. I think usually the whole thing that happens is that if you are in that situation, it's just tough, man. And you look at, I don't have a perspective on like politics truly. Like, of course, everybody has their opinions, but like, if you're like a Democrat and you look somebody with the Trump hat or the MAGA hat or whatever, right? At the end of the day, man, it's just like, does that really define that whole person as an individual, or vice versa? If you have a Biden hat, I saw a kid with the Biden hat, right? He was 2 years old. And we were in Boston, right? What the fuck that kid got a Biden hat? Like, the fuck he know about Biden? Anything that he does, like not for nothing. I'm not knocking down anybody's doing of anything, but that kid does not give a fuck about Biden. He cares more about shitting his pants, eating food, loving his mom and dad, and being playing and being a kid. He doesn't care about politics. I don't know what I'm talking about right now. He doesn't even know what. Yeah, but he's spending time with his parents, you know, or whoever, or he's in a group. But you just need stimulation, man. I know I didn't answer your question, but it's tough.
It's a question that can't be really answered.
Yeah, man, and that's the whole thing about it. Because if it's not being addressed, if his or hers calls for help or anything aren't being addressed, it's sad. At that point, it's just neglecting parents. And if you're gonna have a kid, please pay attention to the kid, because they are important. Because they are basically you when you were a kid. And wouldn't you have had all that attention and love and support? Anything. If you sing to your child in the womb or in general, they will learn more words if you talk to them. Kids are little fucking absorbing sponges. They just want to grow from what's around them. They just want their brain to grow, you know, and just grow. And we were all babies, man. That shit is weird. I know that sounds like, oh yeah, man, but it is super. We were all children once.
I mean, those are some of your. I had a conversation with my friends the other day. He was like, it's weird though. It's weird how his mental works. I feel like he's given up on life too early. You know me? Like, he's given up on the idea of.
Can I ask how old he is?
28 and over, right? On a specific age, just 28 and over, and he said to me, he was like, tell me this doesn't make sense. Because when I was growing up, my brother always told me this, that because he, as a kid, right, he was a kid, and his brother telling him this, like, enjoy these memories now because they're the best memories you'll ever have, right? So he was telling me,
as a kid.
He said these are the best, funnest memories that you'll ever have. Okay. Period. Because when you're older, you start realizing all the responsibility, bills, work, whatever. Right? You start with shit. And then he was like, that's why you should enjoy all these young memories, because, and then he was like, do you agree with that? And I was like, to an extent, but like, honestly, I don't know if I do, because I told him, I was like, I feel like my better days are ahead of me.
Of course. And you, yeah,
because
they must be.
Yeah, because and then I told him, I was like, they have to be, because if this is my best days growing up, I'm not looking forward to the future.
You're just declining from then on.
I have so much more that I want to experience, see, do. That I'm. You know,
it doesn't stop here.
That's what
There's
I'm saying.
No need for it to stop there. You've just developed everything, like, and literally, physically, and mentally.
Bro, the whole persona is just like that he comes with. Is just like it's already done. Like, that's it. Life is done. And I'm like, I always tell him, like,
now
bro,
I have to be a dull robot.
Yeah, like, no, this is your prime. What are you doing?
Exactly. Like people that just hit 21 to 25, 25, 20. Bro, it's not that you should be doing some shit, but you are definitely more than capable. If you can wake up every day, walk to the coffee shop, get a coffee, do your work in laptop, play a video game, jerk off, whatever the fuck you do, anything, bro. You can deadass start a company tomorrow. You know what I mean? You can create a product, you can look into that shit. We're living in a generation where we can look anything up. You get what I'm trying to say?
Anything up. You want to waste $200 on cakes, or you want to pay $200 to start your own business?
That's what I'm saying. Or something that'll fucking apply to your
wealth,
man.
Yourself, and
Jesus
your
Christ,
fucking life.
Because we just ignore all the bad decisions we make that don't influence our future, and we're okay with buying shitty textbooks for professors that don't care about us. And I have a class with 300 people in it. If fuck that shit, man. Why I have a class with 300 people in it?
Yeah. That means
suck my dick, class.
300 of y'all coming down with the same
for no reason, and coming down with the same shit, and not being paid attention like motherfuckers.
There's no reason. There's no down in school.
No. Shout out to you. If you kill in school,
more knowledge.
Yeah. If you kill in school and you don't hear the positive feedback from everybody else, well, good. Because why do you care? do that shit for yourself and shut the fuck up. Because school is for you and you only. And if you want to spread the knowledge, do it graciously and understand that everybody doesn't have the education.
You should spread your knowledge.
No, definitely, like but do it with respect to the world, and also know that the world's not always educated too. Exactly. And you gotta know that, and you gotta just not brag about what the fuck you know. You gotta be humble about how you teach if you are signed up to teach. But if you're not a teacher, don't spread your degree to everybody because you didn't sign up to teach, motherfucker. It's not the education. This is not the education field. If I have a PhD, I can tell you some shit if you ask. You know, I got a little passionate there. School should be for you and you only. Fuck all that stress shit, which was very real.
But not.
I like school.
Minus the schoolwork, because fuck school. If your purpose has to do with, not like fuck school, fuck the word school, but like if your purpose has to do with let's say your purpose to become a lawyer, obviously you're gonna look into that. How do I do that? Yeah. Obviously you need like what, 8+ years, six years in school. Yeah. So like focus on your purpose, and
I mean if that is your purpose, do it. But make sure you want to do that.
Yeah, your journey's whatever. Your journey's like your destination should be a goal, and whatever your journey is where you have to go. So like that like you said, school's for you. So like if that's what you have to do, then do it.
Yeah, and it's an admirable thing to do. I mean, I like school myself. School's good. Yeah, I mean, if you could just, I love to be surrounded by people that would challenge me. My favorite thing is to be told I'm wrong, because if I'm not told that and I'm constantly saying that, then I'm just telling other people false information, which is worse. Which is worse to do. You know, so school is where I feel that like not only can you network, grow, and see the future, you know, Martin Zuckerberg, Bill Gates, Carlos Slim, all these motherfuckers, but it's also the place where you are to be corrected. So people walk into school thinking they're big shit, you know? Yeah. But you aren't. And you're academically, if you are a student to your professor, you ain't shit to them academically, because clearly they have a degree or whatever. Now, as a person, if this motherfucker sucks, if your professor is shit, have that opinion and go with it, because you just gotta know, man. You gotta get yourself out of a bad situation. Not to vent on the school stuff, but if you're in a bad situation in school, you gotta fix that shit. I come from a community college in New York. That shit is tough. Ain't nobody give a fuck about you. And they say the help is there, the help is there. Nah, man. But yeah. That's something I'm really passionate about.
It has to do with everybody, bro. You have to take care of yourself. Who's gonna do it for you?
Let me ask you, how do you maintain such a healthy lifestyle? I know it's a healthy lifestyle.
I mean,
but you the healthiest motherfucker I know. That's natural to you.
To an extent, though.
I gotta ask you because give the tips out to the people because you healthy.
Tips out, alright.
So drinking. Like if his juice is a different color, it's because of the fruits. Like the fruits that were just pressed 10 minutes ago. You know what I mean? Not the Tropicana shit. You know, what is he drinking? Water. Oh, what did he do before he got here? It was brand. You know, this guy. And the reason I think that's important, because every time I see it, it's amazing. It's amazing. And why would you not take care of yourself? I can't speak. I'm not the best with it right now, but I really find it amazing when I see you do well for yourself physically. So I have to ask, because other people may not be doing well for themselves. So what keeps you fit? What keeps you going to the gym? What keeps you eating right?
I feel like same.
The reason I brought fruits, honestly.
Yeah, no, that was the best thing, bro. That was the best
thing. Water, and but that's all you need, man, because it's all natural. And
I feel like what's up? That healthy lifestyle that I trying to live every day.
Yeah, truly.
You feel me?
I ain't talking shit.
I feel like it goes hand in hand with music, bro.
Oh yeah?
Like
that's dope.
Like therapeutic. Obviously, you're releasing that bad energy. You're doing something good for yourself. It's that feeling that honestly is a high that you don't get from any substance that you use. You know that anybody, like, it's a different. When you work out, you get a high. You get a dose of dopamine, whatever you want to call it, and you just feel elevated.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You run as high. You go running, like lifting, everything.
I feel like everybody that already is into nutrition already knows, like, it's like 80% eating, 20% of what you work out. So it's all about what you put in your body. So I always try to put, like, my juices a healthier decision.
Work out before your day starts.
Yeah, work out before your day starts. That's key, bro. That gets your mental going.
I believe that.
That gets the start of your day, like just ready for whatever.
I believe that very much, man, because it's it gets that drive going, that true change to your emotion, right? I would assume so.
Yeah, and you just feel elevated. You feel elevated better when you feel good.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
You feel good, you look good.
That too. You just look better. You feel better.
You feel better.
You're like, oh wow, I feel confident because
functioning.
I breathe better, I move better, and I actually look better in the mirror.
Get into yoga, stretch.
Yeah, love your body because that shit is important.
Exactly.
That shit
it's what's gonna keep you functioning.
Back.
Yeah, it's gonna keep you functioning until many years. So treat that right.
Yeah, bro. I feel like wishing forever. And I'm just saying the best for me. This is so cool.
How long was your other episodes?
I don't know, man. I think they were around 2 hours. I don't even know how long these are. It definitely has been 2 hours.
You think so?
I think so. So I think I had like 40 minutes when I last looked. It's definitely been a while.
It's almost 6 already.
Yeah, it's crazy. That's shit. But the conversation is just there.
It's inevitable.
Always, man. It's always. Because I know him for so long. There's so many things we can talk about.
Yeah, there's just so many.
We could talk, you know.
What else should we get into though?
Okay, so
because unless we do like a part 2, which we probably will.
No, always. Not.
You feel me? Like,
but I want to be able to do this always because this is great. We're always in the roof chilling anyway. But I wanted to invite people to this conversation because there are always people coming to this world, right? And we are the age we are coming now to talk to you in this moment. And in the past, there are people that did it too. In the future, there are people that want to do it. I wanted to start this because I think the people that come here and talk are interesting and they have perspective. They're doing something with their lives that can be shared with the viewers that watch this. You really do work hard all the time. And there's so many things that you hear me say: basketball, working out, music, spending time with your family. These all take time out of your day. These all involve you standing up and doing them. And the reason that's important is because it influences your real life. It makes decisions, and it's good to be healthy mentally, and you know. But it's not easy. I'm not saying it's as easy as getting up and working out, man. I'll personally tell you, man. Lately, myself, I've been going through some tough shit mentally, all because of me, because of my lack of good decisions, and it's the worst when you make stupid decisions because you're dumb. It's the worst when you make stupid decisions when you're dumb at the moment. You know what I mean? Because like they have a real effect on other people.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Consequences.
Yeah,
just anything.
And if you're feeling guilty, and if you just woke up today and you're feeling really fucking terrible about last night or the other times before or like this moment in the past, I'm not saying forget that shit because if you fucked up, you fucked up. You own up to stuff like that. But you need to grow as an individual. You need to make sure that shit does not happen again. The change is real. And right now, all I'm trying to do lately is just really change myself and for the better. I don't think I've been the best person I could be, period, for a while. And I think I just am trying to change that personally. So that's something I just want to say.
Nah, as you should, because if you're not trying to change yourself for the better, you know what I mean? Like, what are you really doing?
Said that earlier, yeah.
Exactly. So, like, to that audience, bro, yeah, bro, you have to strive for better. You have to strive for greatness, for a better outing than what you were set with.
Love, man.
Yeah. And then, love everything, bro. Love is the key. Love is the key, bro. Yeah. If everybody loved more, I trust me, the world would be a better place if everybody just loved me. Like, I don't know.
Shit, man. Let me ask you this one last question. What are some of the things you're very excited for in the future? Like, what are you looking forward to? Because I don't know when this will be published to people, and I don't know. I don't know what the future holds. Yeah, we could all go tomorrow, we could all go yesterday. What are you excited for future-wise? What are you looking forward to in terms of change the world? Like next time I talk to you, there will be a different president. Yeah. And what's your thoughts on what's going to happen? Like now with you only going with this world. Like I just want your thoughts on. Like we're living in a post-pandemic almost, you know, because obviously shit's still going on. Like, how do you think this world's gonna go on? Feel free. There's no time limit. But just like, what are we bound to be as human beings all together, and how are you gonna impact yourself? Make an impact. Is what we do. probably a long ass question.
No, but it's a good ass question for the segment. It's also a tough one.
Yeah, we got time.
I feel like we will not be able to control that's like whatever the world has in place, like going forward. I feel like we can only live the moment that we're living. So in 100 years, probably won't be here, right? But I don't know where the world will be. I don't know what the world's gonna be in 10 years, 5 years. I have no knowledge of that. But I can't even explain it. This is kind of something working off what Kanye said in one of his interviews, where he was like, we have to look at ourselves like a moment in time. So you're a moment in time. I'm a moment in time. Everything is a moment in time. You feel me? So like, if you can't control yesterday because yesterday's done. You can't control tomorrow because you don't know what tomorrow is, right? You can only control that moment in time, which is what you're doing right now. So if you're doing something right now that's gonna better something in the future, then you're obviously going in the right way. If you're, and remember, you have to be in that sense where you're living in that moment of time. This is a moment of time right now, right? So what are you doing in this moment of time for something that, let's say you're asking something about the future. So
can only lead to a recurring
yeah, exactly. So what are you doing right now that's going to affect the future? Is it something that's going to be bad? Is it something that's going to be good? Like, but I don't think one person can control it. I feel like
it's a whole multitude of things.
Right now we live in a really I feel like the world's like fucking falling apart. Yeah. You feel me? Like, this is like the worst, you know.
No matter who the fuck you are.
That's what I'm saying. You just feel that energy in the world, that the world's falling apart. But it can only get better if everybody wants it to get better.
Yeah, man. Seriously.
Like positive.
Despite difference of opinions.
Yeah.
Just to overcome this, so we can chill here when we can, you know? Travel when we can.
But that's all mental. I feel like
it is.
Back to moment of time, anything that happens outside your world is not your world. Yeah. So,
yeah, hell yeah.
Unless the world explodes, how can something from the Western, from like, was that it?
Larry Fitzgerald.
Oh, Larry Fitzgerald, yeah.
That's a stunning thought.
Yeah, that's one of the greatest. There's so many good receivers. Bro, Hines Ward is here. San Antonio's home. Larry Fitzgerald.
And the defense, the Steelers defense, man. Them motherfuckers.
Look at that goal line fade.
Right there, yo. Ooh, how did he catch that? He trained his fucking ass off. That's how he caught that shit. So wake up and do what the fuck you want to do and be the best person.
He's still in the league.
Bro.
What's
2020? 2008? I always forget. But just say Steelers Cardinals.
Yeah, Super Bowl, something.
Shit, bro.
Alright.
And on that
touchdown catch.
I'm gonna end this off by saying this is one of my closest friends, Timothy Herrera. I want to drop some information on your music, if you don't mind. So,
don't really have a release date for the album, but hopefully when you see this, the album is already out.
Shit will pop up to be
TSAIAH is the name.
Spell it out, yo.
TSAIAH, right? And I just felt like when you listen to it, you will feel something. You will feel where I'm coming from. You will understand me, or you might not understand me. But it's not. It's just all my thoughts on paper. So if you are a fan of mine, if you do listen to my music, I appreciate you. And I'm telling you, I will put the work ethic in to create the best music I can. Yeah.
All right, man. Yeah. And me too.
I hope you get inspired, bro. I hope y'all get inspired.
I'm inspired every time you listen to this music, and I hope that you guys enjoyed everything, man. Yo, it's been a fucking honor, and I fucking love you. Obviously, let's end this right here, yo.
Hey, get it.